So handsome. Oh, and Casey's camera's acting up again. We'll try it again.
It does that.
Plug that back in.
Yeah, it does that. It's.
Hey, look at that. You can see him clearly. Anyways, how was your guys' week?
Uneventful.
Uneventful?
Yes. How was yours?
After the podcast, it was eventful.
Cool.
I'm gonna wait to talk about it.
You're gonna wait until we have all 4 members.
Yeah, I want all 4 members. It's a great story.
Oh, is this the thing?
The thing
Yes.
that I already told you.
This is
The thing with the guy, and I owe you.
This is a Kevin. It's just a Kevin story.
It is a Kevin story.
It cannot be explained any other way other than it's a Kevin story.
It's the best Kevin story,
dude,
though.
I was drinking when you said that.
Yeah.
That was not a good time to be
sorry.
drinking.
If only we had you on camera for that.
I didn't realize you were drinking.
It's all right.
My apologies.
Holy hell, what is happening here?
Many things.
Many things. So we weren't sure on how to set it up entirely again, and wonky, you know.
It's my fault for being late.
Is it on the other side? I'm sorry. I should have paid attention.
No, that's
to
all
that.
right.
I'll get these. We'll get this kinks worked out.
Slow and steady, we'll get there.
Are we all here now?
For the most part, the
right.
only ones missing headphones is
That's all right. Welcome to the Daily Torch.
yes.
Episode, was this 56?
Yes, it is.
And we, congratulations, fellas. We have crossed over the 100 subscriber mark.
We did.
Yeah, it only took us like a year and change.
I mean, that's still pretty fast in some people.
Hey.
It's not bad.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I already said that. You're too late.
Oh,
Day late and a dollar short over there.
somebody moved the tripod. Okay.
I moved the tripod.
Yes, Lane did.
Yes, Lane did. We moved it so he wouldn't kick it
Yeah.
like last time.
Oh well. Don't
all
worry.
good.
no-
Well, unfortunately, if I move it back to where Casey had it, the camera gets close, and there's
There's too much headroom,
Yeah.
right?
So
no. It's not a headroom thing. It's a distortion thing.
Oh.
Makes his nose look big and his face look small.
Oh.
well, and you know I got to look good for this. So it's-
Okay. Well, I will remember
I'm
its
gonna
location.
take the adjustment for sure.
I don't know.
I'll remember its location.
I think it got bumped.
The camera?
Yeah.
Why you guys
'Cause you
still
usually-
haven't quite figured out my camera placements, if I'm being honest.
Well, I figured out
no.
why.
Or this. This needs to go like here and come over and
What did
this
you-
and straight through.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
Because it's too far away.
Go like this.
Oh.
Whole table.
Oh, I see. You want it closer to inside. Write that down, Kevin. Write it down.
Don't worry. He's doing it.
Yeah,
He's doing it.
But write down where it needs to be
Success.
for next time.
Well, we're trying. It's just going to take a minute, you know. Because I thought it was good last week.
Here we are, 100 episodes in. We're still getting our shit
Hey,
together.
it's okay. We learn slow.
Listen,
If we're not
you
learning
over
every day,
yonder
Yes.
if we're not learning something every day, we're not living life. Okay,
That's enough.
We need to learn.
is Will actually in focus?
Yes.
He looks like it.
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
What?
Hold on.
Uh,
We're gonna do some things real
It's
fast.
helping, though.
I
Show me mine real fast.
Yes,
I
sir.
thought
There.
I thought he wasn't.
So I need to go.
No.
Do you want me to move it?
I need to go that way. No, I got it.
Okay.
Oh, that way?
Yeah, show it to me again. I need to go. I need less. Okay, I got it.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna get. I promise. I'll get this down.
Maybe.
Hey, Kevin, I don't know if you looked at it. Kevin, hey,
Lane's not even on mic, so.
Are you
So-
Are you talking to me?
yes, I'm trying to talk to you.
Yes.
Casey.
Yes, Will. Yes, Will. How can I help you?
He forgot your name.
So, how were my numbers for Wednesday? Did you look?
Wednesday was okay.
Did you even look?
Yeah, Wednesday was good.
Yeah.
We did good on Wednesday. All things considering.
It was an interesting. It was interesting.
Crowd.
Yeah, evening. Like there was nobody for the first two
it-
hours.
It,
And not until 8:00.
this weekend's
Ooh.
been
And
super
then
strange.
8:30, bam.
Yeah. No,
And
this,
it's
this whole weekend has been super strange, dude. It's. I thought. I don't know. I thought the snow would have brought more, and I think it was just more families that came up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
it's definitely families.
But then again, I was driving around. Yesterday night, right? I'm driving around,
Okay.
and there's nobody on the roads.
Oh yeah, no, because
I
everyone
mean,
was in bed by like
nobody.
10. Yeah, no, it was weird.
Yeah. And I'm surprised, but when I looked at the camera on Friday, I saw that the crowd at the bottom of Comet
Hey, Casey,
had
Yes.
dissipated.
Yes.
you left me no way to cut or light a cigar.
Oh, hang on. I'll fix that.
He's getting it now. Huh. Both of you got up.
That's funny. You guys, I love it.
It happens.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
I thought you grabbed it when you walked by. And I was like, oh, he's good. He's got it.
What's really funny is Casey said off camera and off mic is I knew I forgot to do something.
I did.
Oh, they picked it up.
My-
They definitely
Okay,
picked it up.
Well, I'm getting older. My brain's going.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not even close.
We're getting older, guys.
Hi, Lane.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm pretty good.
How was your work? Was your work busy?
We were buried.
That's bullshit.
Yeah?
That's bullshit.
Buried.
That's bullshit.
Tonight was a little slow, although even tonight was pretty busy. So Wednesday, Thursday, really slow lunch, slammed for dinner.
Okay.
Friday was pretty much busy across the board.
Okay.
Saturday was slammed across the board. Today was
Steady.
busy lunch, slow opera, busy dinner.
Okay.
Hey Kevin,
Yeah?
put me on camera. I just touched the pod.
You look okay.
You're good, man.
Okay, good.
Just don't kick it like it owes you money.
Yeah, I'm trying not to.
I want
It's
to set
okay.
it up on something.
We'll work it out. Don't have to do it tonight.
Oh, yeah. We're not going to do it
Yeah,
tonight.
I mean, last 2 days, Heavenly's been what's called a West Coast party, and basically the gondola hasn't even opened.
Basically, it was really windy.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it was hammered.
Didn't seem so windy down here, though.
That's usually the case.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I was working guest services, we would get people going, how come the mountain's not just coming in and yelling at us? How come this? How come that? It's not windy down here. What are you, understaffed? Why you not opening? And it's like, hey guys, you see the clouds way up there? Oh yeah. They're moving pretty fast, aren't they? Oh yeah. You think they're moving more than 45 miles an hour? And he goes, oh yeah.
Right,
Okay,
'cause-
thanks.
Because the base is 63,000 feet?
68.
Is there an age on this?
I think it's 68.
68.
Yeah, I think it's 600 feet above.
Well, I'm thinking lake
Lake
level.
level.
Because that's where the gondola starts.
Oh,
Right.
right. That doesn't get impacted until it gets up the mountain.
But the top of the gondola is 8,000?
9,150.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a big
91.50.
difference in wind from
Oh.
6,000 to 9,000.
And it's going over the top of one, right? It's not like it's going.
Does that mean
Because once you see it go over the crest of the ridge of where it goes over,
Yeah.
it goes down a little bit and then back up on a slope farther behind that. It's
Right,
Like
right.
when you see the observation deck, you got another 3 minutes into the mountain range
And higher.
and higher.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you don't. That's what
That's
people
what you don't
see.
see. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
well,
that's
and
fair.
the main thing is that
It's young.
You got to look at the clouds.
It's
you
young.
got to see how the clouds and stuff like that.
Single barreled and then rebarreled.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, I had questions.
You're all good. What's the? You had questions about the whiskey that you guys are drinking?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
young. It's young and high proof. It's rounded out a little bit with the cab barrel finish, but it's mostly young.
it
And
has
high
the
proof.
taste?
Gotcha.
Young and high proof.
Fair. I'm okay with
Young
that.
and high proof.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm inhaling on the cigar when he
Yeah.
says that.
bad, though.
It's like,
No, it's not bad whiskey.
I
It's
got-
just young.
I got caught twice off guard now.
Hasn't that been kind of a high west thing?
They've
Lately,
been-
yeah, it's
yeah.
getting
Yeah.
younger and more expensive.
Yeah. Because I remember the last couple we opened, it was like, ooh, this could be good if it had a couple more years of age on it.
The last great high west I had was at Boo Rye.
Yeah, that Blu-ray was amazing.
That is so good.
I want to know.
I didn't actually care for midwinters that much this year.
It was okay, but it wasn't. I think you spoiled us with the Boo-Rye. That's why.
You definitely spoiled us with the Blu-ray. This one, like we said, it's not bad. It's just really young. It was for the price. I feel like it could have been better. The
That's
price
fair.
it puts it at 79.
No, it's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but it could have been better. We've had better whiskeys at a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Not to
that's-
mention that Blu-ray. What was the Blu-ray? 120,
125.
125. So half the price
that
Half the
was
price of what?
that was for the bottle.
of the Blu-ray.
No, what was it? Half the price of? That was half the price of the Boo Rye?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Also, you had to go to Utah.
yeah, that's
know.
true. I'm willing to drive to Utah if they have another one. I might take days off for that now.
You hear that, Lane? We've got to go.
Well, you won't see it again until next September,
Yeah.
October, or July.
So I have to
September.
wait.
I don't know. Sometime end of summer, beginning of fall.
Oh, okay.
So
Then the jackalope shows up, and snipe hunts begin. It's a thing.
That's a real creature. I've seen it.
hey, do
Which one, the snipe or the jackalope?
Both.
Well,
I saw the
snipers
jackalope
are
on the
definitely
wall.
real, but I've
Yeah.
seen the jackalope on the wall, so it's got to be a real thing.
Yeah, it had horns and everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Usually in a bar.
You had antlers. Just
Yeah.
It might have been in an establishment that sells alcoholic beverages.
You don't say.
What are you trying to imply?
Nothing. There's literally nothing.
the absurdity of it all.
I don't know. The Oscars were tonight.
Oh, were they?
Yes.
Of,
Oppenheimer took most of them,
yeah, I'm not surprised, right?
as was expected.
right there.
Did you know if Maestro did you know if Maestro took any?
I didn't see it on the list anywhere,
Okay.
but
That's,
I didn't even look for the Oscars.
Godzilla -1 took Best Visual Effects, which, considering how much Disney spends on visual effects, I thought was pretty impressive.
Godzilla -1.
Yeah, it's a Japanese Godzilla film.
Is that what? Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, they came out with a new
What?
one.
Yeah,
I
there's-
didn't know it was
yeah.
already out though.
Oh,
I didn't know. It
hang
was,
on.
Casey's all, wait a minute.
That is the epitome of Godzilla movies. If
So
it's
what-
if you have to read a Godzilla movie, you're watching the right one.
That's
So
right.
when I was in here on Wednesday night and watching something, it flashed as a commercial that Godzilla was there, and I'm going, oh no, oh that actually visually, effects wise,
Looks pretty?
might be worth watching.
You know what would be really good if you didn't have to read it? Shogun.
Dude,
Shogun, yeah.
you can F off right now. Shogun is fantastic.
It is fantastic. It's just you have to read it, and
It's fantastic. I don't care that you have to read it.
I
It's
only
fantastic.
like to read kung fu movies, so
Dude, it's so good.
It is.
It is.
It's pretty. It's well written. The scenes are just fantastic. That's good TV. I've been waiting for good TV for a while.
Yeah, it takes a while nowadays.
1 out of 100 is a good TV show.
I mean, it's substantially better than Halo.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, is second season of Halo out?
No.
No. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, it is out. The first episode was decent, and then it just decided that a video game based on shooting and action should be a soap opera with no shooting and no action.
Oh gosh.
That sounds about
and
right.
lots of drama.
We got all the shooting and action.
That's
now they
right.
have to turn it into
I just
it.
started playing Halo again because I was so sad. I was like, I need the good story.
You were so disappointed you had to play the video
I'm just
game.
going back to the video game. I'm like, it's fine. I'll just play the video game. It's
I'll
cool.
just do something else.
I just yeah. It's disappointing. It's almost as disappointing as Formula One.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Terrible.
You want me to sell these guys a cigar?
Did you lock the door?
No, I didn't lock the door. Here, I got it.
Anyways,
You got it, Lane?
so
Yeah,
do you want to talk about Formula One while he's gone, or do you want to talk about the opening banter still?
Well, we can open banter.
Kevin's adventure.
Kevin had an adventure.
had an adventure.
Yes, last Sunday
That I did.
after we left.
Yes,
Last Sunday after we left.
Yes.
from the podcast.
Here?
Yes. Yes, you did.
Because
Yes.
I left early.
Yes.
You left, and then we left probably like an hour after you.
So maybe we should wait for that one until Elaine gets back on, and then we'll talk about the sad one. So sad.
The sad one.
It's so sad. Akira Toriyama passed away.
Who is Akira Toriyama?
Akira Toriyama was the creator of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. He also created what was it? What's that one?
He
The
needs help
fighting
from
one?
Star
Casey.
Ocean.
No, the
Huh?
what?
Go ahead.
Star Ocean.
Star Ocean. No, it wasn't
No.
Star Ocean. It was Fist of North Star.
Yeah, Fist of
There
North
we
Star. There you go.
But yeah, that one, he was a creator of that. He helped bring anime into today's world.
He's a very predominant Japanese figure who helped bring the influence of animated works to the America.
So is he the Japanese equivalent to what's his name that did the comics?
Stanley?
Stanley, yeah.
I mean, I guess you could say he's the anime Stanley. That's
Yeah.
actually probably fair.
Because he has a ton of
Ton of work
manga
too.
and all that out.
Yeah,
So
he did a lot of work in Japan.
Yeah.
He's a really prolific figure.
What is what's Stanley's first name?
Stanley
Stanley.
What's Stanley's last name?
Lee.
Stanley Lee?
No,
Stan
Stan
Lee.
Lee.
Oh, Stan Lee.
There's the face for
And
that.
I'm let's see. Got caught drinking
even
at the wrong
I'm
time. Got
disappointed
caught
in that
puffing
one.
at the wrong time. Now I can't even feel Stan Lee
Dude,
as
you got to be
instead of it
around
being
longer than we
Stanley.
did with him.
Stanley
Stanley.
what?
Stanley.
Hey,
what's Stanley?
Casey, though, you should be impressed that I knew that.
Right?
I'm not. No, because I've made you watch enough Marvel movies. You should know Stanley.
You know what I'm going to miss the most is his cameos that he.
Yes.
That he, you know.
Yeah.
The Stanley cameo. That's really when it really went downhill. Is when there's no more reason to watch.
They were talking about still doing his cameos though.
Yeah,
Oh,
but,
really?
but you can't.
But they were going to do it with Deadpool instead.
No, you can't do that.
I don't think so.
No.
He had the best ones.
It's not allowed.
Oh, when is Deadpool 3 slated to come out?
June.
In June.
Yes.
Okay.
So soon.
There's a lot of stuff coming out.
There is.
Yes, there is actually.
And hopefully it's all
a
good.
lot. Dude, I hear Dune 2 is fantastic.
Oh, it's already out.
I hear it's fantastic.
I heard they were trying to stay as close to the story as possible.
Yes.
But the visual effects were top notch.
This is a movie I might have to go see in IMAX.
I believe
Maybe.
it.
Yeah.
I believe it's HBO Max.
It will be one day.
It will be, but I
is that Dune
want
1
to go
that's
see it in
playing?
IMAX.
Okay.
IMAX would
Yeah.
be so much better.
Like,
So Dune 2 is not Dune 2. So
Dune Part 2, yeah.
Yes.
is not out yet.
no, it just came out in theaters.
Yeah.
Dune
Oh,
Tune
okay.
sounds like something from Roger Rabbit.
Dune 2.
The Dune Tune Squad.
All right, Kevin, you had a random. you had
right.
a
Yes, tell us
random
your
adventure.
story, Kevin.
And now, Kevin's random adventure. So, when we left here last week on Sunday,
When last we spoke,
yes, when last we spoke, right after the podcast, not right after, a couple hours later because we were petering around. But I was driving back up Kingsbury. I took that right, and I'm driving, and I see this guy trying to wave down this truck. And I slow down, and then he jumps in the middle of the road.
First red
in
flag.
front of me. I stop because, well, I have to stop. And I don't lock my doors when I drive. I really don't. And the car doesn't automatically lock them. I have to push the button.
Second red flag.
But he runs over, and like my window's partially down. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Is everything okay? And he's like, dude, can I get in? And then opens the door and sits in. I'm like, well, you're already in, so I guess so. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, where are we going? He's like, you're the only decent human being that stopped. I'm like, I wasn't planning on it, but you gave me no choice.
Was this person drunk?
Yes, and just got out of the hospital.
And just got out of the hospital.
Red
Yes.
flag number 3.
Red flag number 3. So I'm like, where are we going? I'm like, where am I dropping you at? He's like, I live on Hall. I'm like, Hall, okay, I'll find it. And like, I drive that way, and he's sitting there. I'm like, what's your story? What's up, man? Why are you walking in the middle of the night? And he's like, I got pissed off because my roommate took my girlfriend to the bar. Okay, so how'd you wind up in the hospital? He never told me how he got to the hospital. He just said he was pissed off and wants to fight his roommate. So we're driving, and he's sitting there babbling on about something or another, and then yells, turn here. So I take the turn. We're not on the road he said. We're on a different road. And I drive up that road, and it's dark. And we get to the top. He's like, whoa, stop, stop, stop. If you go down any further, you're going to get stuck. So what you need to do is go back that way.
turn
I'm like,
around.
all right. So I start going forward. He's like, no, you need to stop. I'm like, I got to turn around. He's like, no, back up. I'm like, huh, why am I backing up? So I start backing up. Then he's like, how did I miss it? Oh, there's my house. That's my back windows. Now where's the front? I'm like, well, if those are your back windows,
It's on the other side.
it's on the other road. So we back up, and I stop. He's like, stop, stop, stop. So I stop, and he gets out, and he runs down that way. And then I start backing up slowly, and he's like, wait, 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 wait. And he runs back. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, thank you, man. I appreciate it. If it wasn't for you, I'd be walking and might get hit by a car. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess. And I'm like, like I said, I didn't mean to pick him up. It just happened.
No, it didn't just happen. You stopped your car and your doors were unlocked.
Listen, I
You
stopped my
fool.
car because somebody was in the middle of the road, and if I would have hit him, guess what? I don't do well in prison. I'm too
would
gritty.
have been fine. Nobody would have found him.
Nah.
Snowplow
But
would
no,
have
like-
taken
No
him away.
problem with it.
So he has a weird conversation. He says some things. He's like, have you ever found home? And I like thought about it. I'm like, I have one. Have I found it? No, not really, I guess. I haven't felt at home since I was a kid. And he's like, dude, that's deep. I'm like, no, you're drunk. And he's like, all right, cool. And he fist bumps. And I'm like, all right, whatever, fist bump. And he runs down that way and then goes behind the car. And I'm sitting there watching him. And then I see him disappear. And I'm like, all right, I have no idea where he's at. I can't just start backing up. And I wait. And I start backing up slowly. And I have to back into this driveway. And as I'm backing into this driveway, I look forward and up slightly. And he's jumping over this mound, hits his feet, and face plants. And I'm like, oh, he's not moving. And then I'm like waiting. I'm like, he's still not moving. And I slowly inch forward, and I start seeing a head pop up. I'm like, time to go. He's up. I'm gone.
His name was Kevin, by the way.
I'm gone.
His name was Kevin as well.
You're
Good
kidding.
God, man.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was driving home. I had stopped for gas, and so Kevin calls me. He's like,
I
"Hey,"
called you a couple times.
Hey,
You
man.
just- No service.
he's like, "I just had this really weird encounter," and I'm like, "All right, at 3:00 in the morning. That's what happened." He told me the whole story, and I'm like, "Dude, first of all, why did you stop it? Why did you pick this guy up? What's wrong with you?
I gave you the same answer. I stopped because he was in the middle of the road.
Drive around."
I should have, but I didn't think about that because he jumped in front of me. All I thought about, stop.
That's how horror movies start.
I know.
Random hitchhiker picked up on the side of the road.
That really is the beginning of a horror movie.
It really is. Or Detroit Rock City.
Then he asked me, do you have it on you? I'm like, no, I didn't have it. You always have it on you. I'm like, I didn't this time.
No.
I just had my other piece on me.
Mistakes were made.
Hey,
Mistakes were made.
like I
Dude, I
said,
can't. So I'm commuting into California.
Oh,
yeah.
So I took it out. I don't carry.
you can't.
I can't even carry my collapsible baton.
Oh, because
No,
it's
they
not.
don't allow
Wait a minute. I think that just got overturned.
In California? By who? By
In
what court?
California. I remember seeing it on Copper Jacket. I don't remember which court.
And it wasn't immediately injuncted?
Oh, legal question.
No.
Yep.
No, I do not believe so. But
Okay.
it's a very small window.
Casey, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Go ahead.
Is this a Puro?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it is.
Well, shit.
Can I make a guess?
Yes.
Bones.
No.
Okay, I'll try again later.
Are these all? I haven't even started it.
For shame.
They're not all. They're all the same.
They're all
They're all
different.
different.
Oh, they're all different.
I gave everyone a different one.
Just like Casey
makes
got.
it makes it very exciting.
It does.
Some news.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
The Dacia Sandero.
is still
Still
not
not
coming.
for sale in the United States.
which is a shame. That's such a good car, you know.
It is.
So Formula One
Is brutally uncompetitive.
is so uncompetitive that you don't really have to watch. Just watch the race in 30-minute highlights. The most exciting thing was Lance Stroll hit the wall after he broke the front end of his car and skidded to a very impressive crash. That was about the most exciting thing. But what's exciting is the drama that unfolds, because I think that's more exciting than the race. If the race was exciting, I don't think the drama would be as nearly as exciting as it is, but the drama is way better. So they had that court case, right, we talked about last week with Christian Horner?
Yeah, it wasn't a court case.
Right. The investigation.
Yes.
It has been confirmed that as of the race start this week, the person who brought the case up, the lady who made the allegations,
Was suspended.
has been suspended.
Yes.
Ooh.
And no one has said why. But she's suspended with pay, and that's that. Max Verstappen decided that he was going to pipe in because somebody had asked him if they thought Helmut Marko was going to disappear. And it's clear that he is on the Helmut Marko team, not necessarily the Christian Horner team, because he basically said that if Helmut Marko goes, then he's probably going to go too.
I don't believe that.
Which I don't believe, because he's in such a dominant car.
Yeah, this is my problem, right? He's winning by, fractions of minutes, not compilations of seconds.
No, but I don't think it's off the table for the 2026 car change.
Yeah, that's fair. But, I mean, if they're this dominant this year and they're this dominant next year, do you risk it if you're him?
Especially with that $30 million he's getting.
Yeah, do you
no.
risk it?
No.
Because, I mean, he's not kind of winning.
Yeah.
He's crushing people.
He's getting what, like 2 minutes ahead?
By lap 5, he was 2.5 seconds ahead of Checo.
Yeah.
Yeah, by lap 5.
by lap 5.
Yeah, there were 50 laps.
Was
So,
he ever not in the lead, like after pit stops or
Yeah,
anything?
yeah. So they had, because Lance hit the wall, the safety car came out, and he and Checo did a very fantastic double stop pit, which was very beautiful. And Lando and Lewis stayed out. So Lando led the race for all of 4 laps. 3 of those were under the safety car.
Okay.
And
Oh,
then,
wow.
and then Max was just like, "I'm Max Verstappen, and I'm passing you." And then he was in the lead. The most impressive thing was Oliver Behrman.
Yeah, who got points for Ferrari, right?
Yes, he did the Liam Lawson thing. He's the first 18-year-old to debut for Ferrari since like 1996, because they usually always pick guys who have already
Experience.
performed. Yeah. He came out. He qualified 11th, finished the race in 7th place.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So where's he going to go?
He's the reserve driver for Ferrari, but I imagine someone is going to take him.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Ferrari's not going to have a spot.
No, Ferrari is not. But I
Yeah.
think the Sauber team might take him
Okay.
because they're the Ferrari Academy driver team.
Okay.
I mean, or if Danny Rick doesn't get his shit together when
Yeah.
Checo leaves.
Then he's probably going to go Red Bull. And he could also go to Mercedes because we don't know who's taking Lewis's spot.
This is true.
Although I feel like it might be Carlos.
You think so?
I think Carlos might still have enough to show. But Liam Lawson looks pretty good too.
Yeah, there's some good young drivers
There's some
now.
good, and I think next year we'll see a big change, which is very exciting.
Back to the original thing. I don't know. Like, I get it. There's his dad's in the fight.
Oh,
He likes helmet.
His dad.
Christian Horner's doing the Christian Horner thing. But that car is so fast.
Yes, I will be excited for Drive to Survive because do you know who was following the Red Bull team this week? Netflix.
Yeah.
That means the Red Bull episodes of Netflix are just going to be all about this controversy. It's
It's
going
going to be so
fantastic.
stupid.
Well, it's not, that's not the only stupid thing from Netflix.
Right. Well,
All
and and the last thing is,
Oh,
is
yeah.
that Audi has announced they will 100% buy Sauber.
Oh.
Okay.
They originally weren't going, but they were going to buy 75%. They have gone full commit.
Okay.
They're ready to go.
That's good.
Casey,
Yes.
is this an off-profile Nicaraguan?
Off-profile Nicaraguan. It is Nicaraguan.
It's not on profile.
You know what? It is a little bit of a strange Nicaraguan, I think.
Okay. So it's not just me.
No, it's not just you.
Like, it's Nicaraguan adjacent.
Yes.
But there's some Honduran notes in there.
No.
Yes.
It's a Piro.
No. I'm not saying there's Honduran
Oh,
tobacco
you're
in
just
there.
saying the taste
I'm
notes
saying
pop up.
There's enough Honduran notes in there that made me question it for a little bit.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Is this the Nick series?
It is not.
Okay. There's something different about how they cured this or something. It's slightly off profile.
Interesting.
Is mine a Puro?
No.
No. I didn't think it was.
Yours is a blend.
Blend.
Yes.
Okay.
Will's is a Piro, though.
But Will hasn't even started his still.
I can
No,
tell
I
you,
did. I
just-
Casey,
yeah, I
that
did.
yours is not a pro.
I didn't think so. It's got some interesting notes.
Yeah, that's the wrapper.
Yeah, it's got some tea notes to it. Some wood notes. It's good though. It's good burn so far.
It should be. It's a good cigar.
Oh, okay.
It's just not a pro.
No, all right.
That said, I would not be disappointed. It's close, but I would not be disappointed if someone was like, "Here's what this cigar is. Would you like to smoke it?" I'd be like, "Yes, I would. Thank you."
Oh, interesting. Okay. Very cool.
What else are we supposed to talk about tonight? Does it even matter?
Oh, so
I mean,
speaking of Netflix and you guys commenting there, I found it interesting, but although inconsequential, that Mike Tyson is going to fight this guy Jack something.
Jake Paul.
Jake
Paul,
Paul. Jack
yes.
something. Jake Paul. Jack something.
Yeah.
It's
This
all the
might be
same.
the first real boxer he's fighting. Now, mind
that
you, he's
is-
almost 60.
now
Yeah.
look.
Listen.
I can tell you how this is going to go.
He's going to get broken.
It's legitimately going to be Jake Paul's going to come out, talk a bunch of trash, and then Mike Tyson's one note song is going to play. And it's going to send chills across the spines of millions watching around the world. He's gonna walk in the ring, the bell's gonna ding, and Mike's gonna go boom, one hit, and he's done.
You think so?
Have you seen his
Yeah.
training video?
Oh yeah.
He's still got it.
Of course he does.
I mean,
Still
I would
got it.
still be afraid of Mike Tyson.
Yes.
his training, he still trains regularly, not as fierce, but when he gets ready to box again,
Well-
he goes back into the old school way of training.
And he stops taking those things that make him calm.
Yeah. He goes back. So there's a chance he go hurt somebody.
That's early 1990s Mike
I
Tyson.
mean, listen,
coming out there.
Jake Paul can really fight. He does train. Like, he's
Yes.
not without talent.
Yeah, no, I
And I don't think anyone is arguing that Jake Paul could beat Mike Tyson in his prime. But this is Mike Tyson 35 years post.
True.
would you fight Mike Tyson?
Me personally?
Yes.
Not a chance.
All right. Not even for millions of dollars.
No, I mean, probably not. Like, I would guard up, and I'm a fair bit taller than he is, and just take as many shots to the body and take some broken ribs until I was obviously until it was okay to concede the fight, and then I would collect my check.
And then take it away.
Would you step in the ring if you got to wear full boxing protective gear?
With Mike Tyson?
Yes.
Nah,
No.
not me. Not me.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think I would, but I think Lane could probably take a couple hits if he's wearing full protective gear.
I mean, I think he's probably lost, I don't know, call it 25 to 30% of his explosive power, like his general speed.
Right.
And that still makes him one of the fastest punches to ever
Yeah,
walk the planet.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say. I mean, and he does it with weight and impact behind his punch.
Ooh,
It's
yeah.
not like he hits you and it's just speedy hit and
Plus, you're still I don't know about you guys, right? I'm old enough. I saw all those fights.
Yes.
I'd still be haunted by him just blasting people.
I've seen the
that
highlights.
uppercut that comes out of nowhere.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that comes literally from the ground.
Yeah, and it's like right when he's up close to and guarded,
think
and all of
he'd
a sudden
be okay,
he's like, boom.
You kind of tall, like you said, you're taller, so he might not be able to reach that part easily. He not get the full
No,
force.
there's more space. That thing's going full max
Ah, yeah, yeah.
velocity,
Dude.
right in.
He's gonna get that spin in there too, like off of Mortal Kombat.
I would just let the body open and hope I didn't take a liver punch.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
literally the plan.
God.
yeah, you don't want to
so
take you don't want to
bad.
take a lower body punch.
Oh, that would be
An
so
upper
as,
body.
well, as well as the face. I mean, you definitely don't want to face, but and again, you don't want to get punched anywhere by this big guy.
But you don't
first of
really
all,
have
yeah.
that button, do you?
I don't know. No one's ever hit it.
Nobody's ever. Yeah,
And
that's
people
right.
have gotten some pretty clean shots. I don't think it's like Jesse. It's probably there.
Yeah, it just takes a lot more force.
Yeah.
You mean
So-
drunk Jesse?
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a chance you fight Mike Tyson?
That I feel like that.
Dude,
might-
not having the button doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
it probably hurts a lot
It
still.
hurts less if you have the button because it compresses that nerve cluster and you're out cold before any of the pain transmits to your brain.
Oh, that's yeah. So you just get full face full
It's
of
all
pain.
done.
Until
You're
you
on the
wake up
ground.
and you're just like,
You wake
"Ugh."
up and you're like, what happened?
I do like
Why does my
the
face hurt?
dinosaur arm.
So I've got that button. I mean, I've had people hit that button more than once, and it's like you go black and you can feel your body going down, and then that's it until you wake up.
I know I haven't been hit enough, hard enough to know if I have that button. Well, I don't think I've been hit hard enough to know if I
It's
had that
not
button.
incredibly easy to do.
No, isn't it like as you get hit in the chin, it pushes into that nerve cluster and kind of pinches it?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly what it does.
Yeah. So I've been hit in the face a couple of times and I haven't felt it
Oh,
yet.
you
Well,
got-
but you can't just hit it straight. Usually it's across.
Yes.
So it's here and it compresses here, right?
Right.
So it's enough force to throw your jaw across and compress the nerve cluster on the other side.
okay.
So-
I believe.
When we get to 1,000 subscribers, you're gonna take
Let
a
Lane
full.
do that? No. Fuck no. Look, do you see Lane's hands? Look at that. In the camera, it's bigger than the microphone.
Do it for the fans, man. Come on.
Listen, if we get 1 million subscribers with 150,000 likes on a video, maybe.
Oh, that's
Dude, I've never been a spectacular puncher.
that doesn't matter. Don't ruin this, Lane. Don't ruin this.
Dude, most of the scraps I've been in, I was wearing a staff shirt. Like,
But most of the
couldn't hit
scraps,
people.
you get it and you just go like this and they're out.
Yeah, you just spin them around and put them to bed.
Yeah,
you just
go
whisper
to
in
sleep.
there, shh,
Go to
shh,
sleep.
it's okay.
Go to sleep.
All right, Casey.
Yes.
Oliva?
No.
No.
Why would I give you something you already know?
Okay, Rocky?
No.
No.
I let my
Are these from our humidor?
Yes.
Okay.
All three of them we have in the humidor.
Oh, mine's getting a bat wing.
Uh-oh.
Bat wing.
Not a, and it's not a Dumbarton.
No, it is not a Dumbarton product.
Casey, do you have any idea what you're smoking?
Oh, man. Is it Dominican?
No.
So it's Nicaraguan.
It is mostly Nicaraguan.
All right. With probably a Dominican piece?
No.
Oh, interesting. Honduran?
No.
Costa Rica?
Sumatran?
No.
Sumatran.
Brazil?
Yes to Kevin.
Sumatra. All right. Okay.
Would you like the construction on it?
Yes.
So it's Sumatran seed. So this is why I say, because even Sumatran seed has a very specific flavor regardless where it's grown, right?
Yes.
It's that nuttiness,
So it's
right?
it's Nicaraguan filler binder,
Okay.
Ecuadorian wrapper, but Sumatran seed.
Oh, Ecuadorian wrapper. Is this a tabernacle?
No.
Okay.
Casey,
Yes.
left or right side of the humidor?
Looking at it?
Looking at it.
Right.
Right side. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not that.
Process.
Process of elimination, right? I feel like I've had it recently.
Mine's cracking.
Possibly.
I don't think it's a lunatic.
Oh.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
No.
I tried to guess though.
That
Might
was
as well.
good,
Right?
good guess there. It's good.
Anyway.
I'm trying to figure out where in the humidor this came from.
On the right.
On the
See,
right
Casey's at a disadvantage because that didn't come from our humidor.
That's right.
Yeah,
Nice.
I have to think about
I picked that up in Reno.
where it came from. Did you get it from Fumari? Mm-hmm. All right. Well, then that just means I have to think about what's in the Humari. Yeah.
The Humari.
Humari.
The Humari Fumidor.
Humari.
Humari
That's
Fumidor.
good. We're going to have to just call it Humari from now
Humari.
on.
Yeah. You been down to Humari today?
The only
right.
other things that we have really are the Trump and Biden.
They are all the serious things. I left all the serious stuff.
Who did anyone in here? Let me preface this: I did not. Did anyone in here suffer through the State of the Union?
I did.
Suffered through about 10 minutes of it.
I suffered through the whole thing. I was at work.
My
mind
God,
you.
man. Okay, but
I
that-
work graveyard, and I almost fell asleep a couple of times sitting at that desk. I had to get up and walk around.
I will tell you that I was surprised when I watched that I felt like it might have been a stunt double.
It took him.
Yeah, he did have some energy there.
Because there was either he did like a bump or he had a stunt double. Because
Yeah.
he was very much more energetic than I've seen in a lot of speeches.
That
You know
is
what's
true.
funny though, because you watch listening to I couldn't listen to podcasts the next day because it didn't matter which side I was at. So I watched I didn't watch. I heard 3 to 5 minutes of it, and the left is like he looked like he was 26 again, and the right was like he was literally drooling on his microphone, and I'm like I don't think either of those are accurate.
He wasn't doing a lot
I'm
of that.
fairly certain none of those things happened.
No,
I will-
he had
He did
had
struggle
good,
with his
good
speech.
sentences, but yeah, then there were the parts where he struggled on words and some numbers and stuff, and you're like, okay, but for the
He-
most part, it was actually like, oh,
One of the things his age is showing is not like his inability to pull words or put together sentences. What jumps out at me most is how slushy his words have gotten.
yes,
His S's and his CH's.
Yep.
And the
Oh, yeah.
CRs, yeah.
It's incredibly slushy, and for me, it's kind of hard to listen to.
Well,
Yeah.
that's cognitive decline. I
So-
suffered through the whole thing. I watched
you
it,
really?
and
I did too. Yeah.
and
there was a basketball game on. It was way more entertaining.
I
Let me
felt
tell you
like
right
there
now.
was a lot more rambling from him in different areas, though.
well, it's funny is I kept shaking my head, and I knew Mike Johnson behind him wanted to do the
He
same
was
thing, but
so
didn't.
like he did not want to be there at
Yeah.
all. He was like, this is the worst thing I've ever done in my career.
So, when I watched, what is that? State of the Union addresses, I just can't believe all the bullshit that they try to sell.
It's-
and it's like, I just like,
Yeah.
I go, no, that's not right, douchebag.
Well,
You know?
it's not entirely their fault, right? It's largely a product of the media because they're just going to pull the sound bites.
Yes.
You can't say something straight across. All right, take inflation, right? You can't say prices are still really high, and we're not getting those back. It's going to take a while for wages to catch up with the increase that we saw over the last 3 years. Though currently we have gotten inflation under control and wages growth is outpacing inflation, right? Like, you can't say that because it's too honest.
Yeah.
Like, both sides are just going to take the sound bites out of that they want and hammer you. So you just have to pick a side and put on the Pollyanna act like everything's fine and move on, which is shitty.
But it was so bad. I mean, he didn't have 1 ounce of the Pollyanna. He had it more like a grumpy old granddad. I mean, seriously, that's what he came across.
Well, no, Pollyanna and like the cheerleading that everything's fine.
Oh.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of that. There was a lot of like, oh, we're, this union is strong. We're doing all these good things. We did this, we did that.
Yeah.
The businesses need to pay a steady tax, and then I'll make $500 billion. And I'm like, bro,
I will say,
half the room's not going to let you do that.
I will say half of his rambling on that bill that we were talking about, the immigration bill.
Yeah.
He kind of like took jabs at the right side.
Oh,
You don't
of
like this
course.
bill. But
I don't think he's entirely wrong about that.
He's not entirely wrong.
I mean, he
the
made some
Republicans-
solid points.
It's mostly what the Republicans want.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you
But-
mean you don't think he's entirely wrong?
I mean, listen, I don't think the bill, the clean bill that they passed, I haven't read the bill, the newest one, but I
Right.
think it's very similar to the clean bill that the other side passed 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was.
Yeah, that we read.
Yeah.
Or I read.
It's draconian enough for the Republicans. The only reason the Republicans won't give it to him, well, honestly, if it got to a vote, the Republicans, I think, would give it to him. Republican leadership won't let it get to a vote because Trump said don't. And in this respect, I think the left is largely correct. And that they're like, no, we want this for Trump to campaign on. Don't do it.
Well, the interesting thing for me is that when he was talking about the immigration and how he's going to improve this and improve that, it's like, but you're not addressing the issue that's at hand, is the open border, because he was talking about policy. He was talking about how things were going to be, better and instilled better policies. It's like,
Well, yeah, but largely the border is open because we don't have the bodies to enforce the policies that exist.
Which
right.
this was supposed to improve it.
And the bill that I read, the clean bill that I read, was basically rehashing old information and policies, and it wasn't progressive. It wasn't doing anything more or better.
Well, yet what was doing more was funding. So it
Yeah.
would add officers. It would add, I don't know if they're judges or if they're magistrates for.
They were supposed to be judges, it said.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they're actually judges.
Oh, fair.
But they're serving in a judicial capacity for asylum. Like, it basically adds process. So that you're not 2
Yeah.
and 3 and 4 years out for some of these hearings. I think further. I think some of them are like 6 and 7 years out, and they basically just get to camp here for 6 or 7 years until they get to the hearing.
Right.
Right. So a lot of it is enforcing laws that already exist. It restricts the path to citizenship generally. So it does a bunch of things. It's pretty draconian.
Well, to me, it doesn't actually address the issue of the border being,
Well, how would you? What would address the issue of the border being open for you? Like, what's the practical policy or infrastructure that changes that?
Well, so the idea that I have, as limited as it is I agree, more people to police the border.
But this bill did that. The funding does that.
Right. But it didn't. I didn't see anywhere where it got into building what is left to be built of the wall or of the
Oh,
border.
they're not building the wall.
No, they're not going to
Yeah.
do
It's
that.
too expensive.
I don't think
I don't think it is. But
I mean,
why
I don't
would it be
think-
too expensive? They've been wasting money already.
it's like 1,300 miles.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a big wall.
It's
It's-
California to the eastern side of Texas.
And I'm okay with that. As a taxpayer, I'd be okay with that.
You'd have to hire like
But
several different builders, starting in several different areas, and trying to make it connect all at once.
And that would feed the economy. That would, how many people would you actually get?
We already have a problem
employed?
with building supplies. How are we going to find the building supplies for this?
Oh,
Well, and-
we can manufacture them. We have the ability to manufacture steel.
Even if we did that, right? That's got to be an 8 to 10 year project.
Oh,
yeah.
You still need the bodies to enforce the policies that we have now.
As well.
Yes.
So it's two-pronged. It's a
Yeah.
two-pronged solution. It's
Yes.
not just one or the
Which
other.
this is addressing the first issue. The second issue would probably get addressed later on finishing
I
the
guess-
wall if they chose to.
But we shouldn't be waiting for later. We should be doing both at the same time.
I guess what
kinda
I'm
hard.
saying is there's nothing in the bill that the Republicans are against. Now, they might want more,
Okay.
but why not pass what you can get? And the answer is because they want it for Trump to campaign on.
Yeah, because the Senate, it lost in the
see,
Senate
yeah.
49 to 50. They didn't get the 60 votes they needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Lane.
were
I just put the two together. About what do you campaign on? What do you you want to leave it as a burden or a mark on the Democrats and Biden, so you can campaign on it, and then improve it once you get in there.
Yes, it is an incredibly strong issue for the Republican base.
Right.
It is not an incredibly strong issue. Like, the Democratic base is wavering on it. They want some immigration controls. If it's not happening, then they get disenfranchised, and maybe some of them don't come out and vote. Right? I mean, they're not going to come out and vote for Trump, but they might not come out and vote.
At all.
And that might be enough to turn the election.
Oh.
Right? And it increases fundraising on the Republican side. Like, there's a bunch of wins for the Republican for not going through, but that sucks because what that win is not governing, which is just lazy and incompetent, in my mind.
No, I
No,
get
that's
that. I
fair.
get that.
That's fair.
Actually, you said a couple weeks ago, and it kind of surprised me, that you think that you thought Biden was going to win.
Yeah, I still don't think Trump has the independence.
No.
I just don't.
Yeah. I
and
don't
and
think
he's
so.
got to carry those in order to get over the hump.
Now, I've seen a lot of stories that say that the polling errors that we've seen in the past with Trump have largely been eliminated.
Oh.
And if that's true and the polls are honest, then Trump's clearly got an advantage.
Ahead.
But it still feels really faux pas for the people that aren't diehard Trump to vote Trump.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to get over that hurdle.
Yeah.
Like, so at some point, they have to make him palatable for the people that don't know who they're going to vote for. Like the people that at some point hated him, but now think Biden's basically useless and are thinking about staying home or, voting for the least worst. Like, at some point, you have to turn these people, like the double haters, I've heard them called.
Oh,
Because they hate both candidates. They're basically me. I hate both candidates.
Yeah.
I can't stand either of them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can't support either of them as well.
Yeah, so these are the people I don't think Trump has won over, and these are what I think are going to turn the election, one way or the other. And right now, I think it leans towards Biden.
So what would, in order for you to vote for one candidate or the other, what is it that they would have to present for you to be willing to go say, I'm going to go vote for Biden, or I'm going to go vote for Trump?
Well, listen, I've said often, I think Biden is moderate on the wrong issues and progressive on the wrong issues. He's progressive where I want him to be moderate, and he's moderate where I want him to be progressive. That's what it would take for me to vote for Biden. It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Trump would have to start using more than a fourth grade vocabulary. Like, he just would. He
Sure.
says things that are asinine.
Yep.
And I'd have to, like, he's got to be a little bit more. This is, at least Trump, like, Trump doesn't care that he's evil. He just comes out and says stuff. Like, at least he's honest. I also think Biden is particularly disingenuous. Like, I don't think that's Trump's problem. I think Trump is just an asshole.
Ah.
Yeah.
He's as I've said before, he's a con man.
Yes.
And
Yes.
what's interesting is you said,
Isn't that most
But
business
somehow
guys?
he's a con man that looks you in the eye and goes, I'm going to con you. It's happening.
And you know.
This
Right.
no, sign this contract, but I'm going to con you.
Yeah.
right.
And they still sign the contract. And the person watching is going, no. The lawyer's like, no, don't. Tom Hagen's like, don't sign the contract. And they sign the contract anyway.
Right.
I don't get it. He looks at you and he's like, I'm going to steal from you. And the person's like, mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will sign this
What
contract.
is that, a pathological liar?
Nah.
No, he's not lying.
He's not lying. He's
So
So
wait
a
a minute,
pathological liar
he
is
does-
somebody who lies that believes their own lies.
And I
That's-
think
that's what a pathological liar
that's
is.
him for sure, because even though
I don't think he's.
But he's telling
I don't
you
think
he's
he's
doing it.
lying.
I don't think
What's-
he's honest either.
Well, no, it's not that he's honest. It's that he doesn't know the truth. But this is the thing. Like, I've told you, and this isn't my thing, right? Trump will tell a story.
Right.
He'll say a thing. And when he starts, he's here, right? He's focused on this hand, and he's doing the motions, and he's accentuating the arguments here. And this is where he knows he's lying. And slowly, through the speech, he moves. And he starts accentuating with the other hand, right? And now this hand is in front. And he's pointing to the crowd with the other hand. And this is where he's forgotten that it was a lie.
Yep.
But when he says it, now, what he's telling you he's going to do isn't a lie. He's going to do it.
Right.
He didn't believe it when he started. Now he does. And it's going to happen if he can make it happen. And that's terrifying.
Yes.
Yes.
I did like the. I thought it was really bold that Biden said that Putin was on the march.
Oh,
On the march to where?
Well, it's a throwback to a reference towards Hitler. They used to say
That's
that
true.
Hitler was
That's
on the march.
true.
So he basically just came out and made the Hitler comparison to Putin, and I was like, "Ooh, that's pretty bold."
that was, and I picked up on that, and
Yeah.
I go, "Ooh,
He
that's
was-
interesting."
Yeah.
I
I don't know
was
if
like,
it's sellable.
I was
but
all, whoever wrote that is a genius.
yeah, but is it really sellable?
I really
No, it's not.
dislike comparisons to Hitler in all respects ever. I mean, we
yeah.
forget just how evil
That man was.
everything about that era was.
100%.
And I mean everything. Like, people that they're, you know, we do it in this country in politics. We hearken back to Hitler with people running for office in this country. Like you do with Trump. I'm like, I don't like Trump. Trump is a swindling son of a bitch.
Yes.
Trump is not trying to kill off an entire ethnic people.
No, he's just trying to make the rich richer.
Yes, like he is definitely trying to steal from us.
That's it. He's just trying to take
He
the
is
money.
not gassing people in camps.
No, that's
Like,
fair.
the level of evil of Hitler is so far beyond what most people have experienced. I don't even like. It just bothers me. It really does.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what, that's what
it's kinda-
it was bold to say it at State of the Union. I was like, wow, that's
It's a
wow.
big deal.
That's a
So,
big thing to
what's-
say.
What I found kind of interesting, it didn't really seem like a State of the Union speech.
No, it was
It's
a campaign speech.
it's
Yeah, it felt
supposed
like a
to be.
stump.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because it wasn't just like, you know, how the State of the Union is. It was also like, oh, we're gonna do this.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, this is gonna happen. And I'm like, you're assuming you're gonna stay here, you know.
Well, and even still, like, when was the last great State of the Union that we had?
Kennedy.
No,
No,
come
no,
on.
Reagan.
No. Clinton.
I'll give you Clinton.
I think Clinton was probably one of the better ones.
Is
that
it-
we've
is
had
it
the
not-
last-
94
He's
Clinton?
definitely the most recent,
I mean, Clinton was the best speaker of my lifetime
bar none.
Hands down.
in that office.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah. Although I think Reagan did well with his State of the Union.
Reagan had a couple good ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I
He
mean, I
had
think-
a couple good ones.
I think Obama had the most polished presentation, but it always felt a bit canned.
Yes.
Yeah.
Clinton managed to sound like he was speaking to you.
I never got to watch any of Obama's.
Oh, dude, you should take a look.
I was in the service and I was in the field every time something happened. I was in the field, so I wasn't really privy to anything going on.
Oh yeah, no, you should YouTube the Clinton ones. They're pretty good.
The Clinton ones I know.
Yeah. Oh, the Obama ones.
The Obama ones is the one that I missed.
Obama spoke really well.
No, he's
He
incredibly
gave a fantastic
polished.
Yeah.
speech.
They
Like,
just felt really canned.
yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
It wasn't authentic.
So this brings me to my point, though, right?
Yes.
And this is what I was telling you guys: is that Biden-Trump 2
Jesus.
is our fault.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
So how did we end up here? Like, what as a country have we done wrong?
I thought about this.
Yeah.
And it's UFC. we
So-
the UFC loves to make rematches, and apparently we've brushed that off into the American politics system. We love rematches too.
Well, we love good fights.
Yeah, we love
Mind
a
you,
good
this
fight.
isn't a good fight,
This
but
isn't a good fight.
So
if they
I-
had a boxing match,
we,
it would
we
be.
like a fight. We just
So I
good or
think-
bad.
I mean, I commented that we've become lazy. You know,
Yeah, I
it's
saw
our
that.
fault because we've become lazy and we haven't communicated to each other very well. When I say to each other, from voter to voter, you know, or even
yeah.
others about what we need to do in order to move into more candidates being.
You
more,
mean as a
more-
populace, we've gotten lazy?
Yeah, as a populace, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like I couldn't tell you what the process would be, how far in advance. You mentioned it the other podcast, once or two times ago. You have to be looking forward. It's like, what are we going to want to have in 4 years? What do we want to have
Yes.
in 8 years? How do we implement that? And I can't tell you how we would implement that.
I think it starts with our value system. As a country, we seem to have confused celebrity death match with real boxing. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that's deep.
I mean,
I
yeah.
like that.
Like,
That's deep.
We've confused like claymation on Cartoon Network with real politics.
It was on MTV.
Yeah, it was
MTV, fine, take like whatever. But you understand my point, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it is legitimately celebrity deathmatch. You're
Like
right.
this is completely contrived, and we did it.
Well, and the other part of that is we, I thought about this. We are at a political civil war,
Yes.
right?
We
There's
have
no
been
there's
for
no
a while.
friendly conversation if you're on one side or the other. You hate the other side, and there's no talking to them.
Well,
Well, most of the people that are tired of it aren't even talking about it because they don't want to deal with it.
Because it's going to start a fight. We have
But-
gotten to the point where if you bring it up, you don't want to bring it up because the other person who you know is on the other side is just going to scream at your head off,
right.
and you want to avoid the fight.
Or even the scream, like take the screaming out of it, right? There are people with no evidence that make just the most ridiculous statements of all time.
Yes, that too.
Or
like-
even have positions that are ridiculous.
And you have to be willing to stop, slow them down, and say, what is your evidence that this is the case?
What's the proof?
Yeah, and they're going to come.
Or they just start presenting random non-evidence statements from podcasts. Well, so-and-so said, well, I don't care what so-and-so said. What is the evidence that this is an actual thing,
Yeah, cite your sources.
right? Like, what do the numbers say?
Yeah, whatever you got off Wikipedia
and
doesn't
it's
count.
not.
Well, even
It's not
then-
even just present your sources. It's like what Lane is getting at. What is the data?
Well, even the data, it gets mixed up and thrown about. You're
Well,
not
yeah.
100% sure what the data is at this point because
Right.
they
We
try to make
have-
it adapt to them.
We have such access to so many points of data
Interest,
that are
yeah.
not backed up, right? They're not factual.
yeah, they're not
people
factual.
people still think celebrities die on Facebook. They're like, "Oh, such and such is dead." And you're like, "Where'd you hear that? Facebook?"
Yeah,
That's not a legitimate source.
No.
that's an opinion.
That's a spoof. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Usually when you
Well,
hear something like that, you're supposed to look it up
the-
and prove it.
Yeah.
It's, I don't e- like, forget that it's an opinion or that it's not real. It's a possibility at that point, right? Like, some of the things that come across on social media are accurate.
Yes.
Certainly
Yeah.
not all of them.
Like Akira's
And that
argument.
can't be where you stop.
Right. You have
like-
to go further.
I don't understand. There are people that see something on Facebook and it's gospel. I
Yes.
don't understand that person. I see something on Facebook and then I immediately go to some other news source like, oh, is that real?
Yeah. Is that legit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like,
me-
do
let
these
me
numbers
find out.
really make sense? It's like Facebook is a lot like thumbnails on YouTube, right? It's like Armed Scholar. Breaking news
And
that I've
it's-
talked about 6 times where nothing has actually happened.
Right,
Nothing is breaking.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's no news.
It's Saturday. It's Sunday. How do you have breaking news on the weekend?
what is
You know,
it?
it's like
Yeah.
give me
I literally can't watch Armed Scholar at this point.
anymore.
No.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ever,
Wow.
like he gets a view from me, I'll give him 45 seconds.
Okay.
And then as soon as I know what case he's talking about, usually because I follow the cases myself,
right.
I go, nope, he doesn't have any actual meaningful analysis here. Like he's just saying things and making conjecture. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's got a podcast that he's trying to monetize and
Yeah.
make a living from.
Well, and he's also trying to make it the proper length to get the proper number of ads. So he spends a lot of time talking about things that are completely irrelevant. He does these videos that he could cover in 90 seconds, and it's 15 or 20 minutes. You're like, dude, I really don't care what you're thinking about because he's also speaking to his audience. Like he knows who his audience is,
Yeah.
and he's speaking to his audience in a way that they will watch the longest amount of time, rather than communicating real information.
Because he's doing it for the ads.
Yeah.
He's doing it for the revenue.
And I think he's intelligent, but I also think he's got no personality.
Oh yeah.
In fact, I knew a lot of lawyers like him. Not bad attorneys, didn't understand how the law applied to real life
Oh, one of those.
or how the law was going to be applied by real people who also happen to be judges. This is one of the things I think I get right when I'm talking about the Supreme Court. Like, I don't know. Like some things I do know or like am confident in to say 90%. This is how they're going to come out. Some of them I go, no idea. In fact, a lot of them I go, no idea.
Yeah,
The bump stock case, don't know. Just don't know.
yeah.
But
I-
until we start valuing, like information gathering, again, and those discussions, we're just going to keep ending up with people who operate in sound bites like Trump and Biden.
Well, how do we make it better?
We
Well,
demand more.
Yeah.
That's
a
literally it. Demand more for your vote.
Okay.
I mean, it's really just that simple. But we care who wins, and we want the person who's going to do the most things that we want.
Well,
Turns out neither of these guys are going to do what I want.
do we
Well,
care
they
who
can't
wins?
really do it usually. Still requires a vote.
Yes, we do care who wins.
Are you sure?
We care which party wins. How's that?
Well, yeah,
we
but-
don't care who's there
But
if they're in your party.
but not everybody votes, right?
No, but the people that vote care.
Well, I get that, but there's a lot of people that don't vote that care, and I feel like, well, if you cared, then you should go.
Yeah, there's about
vote.
100 million of them that don't vote that
Yeah,
care.
which is a third of the population, right?
Yeah.
That does vote.
The-
I
How-
think
what
it's
about-
something like that.
What about this? What if the 100 million that don't vote, what if 50 million of those are actually the best informed people in the country and they've just thrown up their hands and given up?
That's just sad.
That's a lot of what's happened.
I mean, it is probably, but that's sad.
I mean,
No,
I don't think it's
no.
I don't think it's entirely inaccurate.
It's probably more than 50 that
Probably.
are just well educated.
I would call it 50-50. I would call it 50% are so disenfranchised and in such a bad state in life, not commenting on how well informed they are, that they just don't care. And the other 50 are people that pay attention and care but have given up because the process just looks so bad.
Okay. I mean, we just need the newsroom to be a real source.
I mean, we just need a real newsroom again.
Real news would be
Like,
fantastic.
find me a real newsroom.
Get me Walter Cronkite back and give me real news.
Or that era of information for sure.
All right, let's reveal these cigars.
All right.
Because we gotta here before too long. We have to light up our review cigars and start on those.
All right, who wants to know what theirs is first?
I do.
Will?
Yeah.
You had the TB,
With
Tobacco Bays.
oh,
It is the My Father second.
I would never have thought that.
Yes, but it's good, wasn't it?
But it was. You know, it's funny. It was a little light for me.
It is light.
All right,
I
real
went light
quick.
for you. Yes.
Casey,
Yes.
am I smoking an Enclave?
You are not.
Okay, what am I smoking?
You are smoking the Lot 23 Maduro.
Really?
Yeah. I got you.
It's been a
didn't I?
long time since I smoked one
I
of those.
got you. Yeah. I know. I looked at it and I went.
But I'm also reminded why I don't smoke it very often.
I look at it and I go, that's probably why people don't go for that Maduro that much. Kevin, you want to take a guess?
Kevin's looking.
He's
He's
looking.
trying to
He's
Like
figure it
trying.
I've
He's
been
trying.
looking. I
He's
looked to see
trying.
if mine were back in stock, and mine weren't back in stock. So I'm like, it's not that one. It's
As
not Bones.
As a
We've
cruel
already
joke, you
asked.
should have known which one yours was if I gave it to you, but no.
No, it's
No.
yeah. It would be a cruel joke, but you don't have it, so
No.
I know I'm okay on that.
You are smoking the Macanudo Inspirando Green.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
you
like
didn't
looking
know-
at the
you
Macanudos.
didn't know
I
the
just-
green. I'm surprised.
It's yeah.
That one's got a very unique profile.
I think because I smoke it so often that I just don't pay attention to it.
Oh, okay.
That's
But I could be wrong.
Oh, real quick, Jeff is for anyone that wants to come in tomorrow. Jeff is going to be up tomorrow, so I'm going to
Oh.
come in and open the shop.
What
Oh,
time?
nice.
He'll probably be in before dinner and then probably come in after dinner. So probably 4 or 4:30.
All right.
And he'll probably come back about 6.
I'll be going to bed at that time, so
Okay.
I would.
Do you
but-
want me to pick a cigar for him now so you have to give it?
No, because I've got those box of Oliva Connecticut's that are his
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
that we got for him.
And that's what he likes to smoke.
That's his go-to.
That is his go-to.
But would we pick something interesting for him to smoke?
Mm.
And I don't know.
He's a tough pick.
I would kind of
Yeah.
like him to smoke one of the Krakatoas.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
See if you can't get him to do
He
that.
would probably like that one.
Yeah.
I would hope,
after dinner though.
I would hope he would.
All right, Casey.
Yes.
Any ideas?
Is it a Three Wise Men?
No.
Is it an Illusion?
No.
Tatuaje.
No.
Aganosa.
But it is below the Tatuajes on the shelf.
Oh man. Ooh. I don't know.
It is an EP Carrillo Allegiance.
Oh, EP Carrillo, son of a bitch.
He got you.
I mean, there's so many cigars. How can we? I mean, I guess once you get good at it enough, that you could blind taste stuff. But
I used to be really good at it with Chris.
yeah,
Yeah.
Well, because Chris made you do it.
Oh,
Yeah, he trained me in the ways.
right,
Yeah.
right.
I actually thought you might get that one.
I totally forgot about EP Carrillo.
It's the green band.
The green. Oh, it's the green one. I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever had the green one.
Oh, there you go.
Cool.
I was
That's-
wondering
that's-
if you'd had it before.
I've had the blue and the red. I don't think I've ever had the green. So that's.
Have you had the gold?
I'll smoke that
It
again.
has you liked it.
The
then.
blue is fantastic. The red is fantastic. The green, this is great.
Have you had the
I will
gold?
smoke it. I've not had the gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What is our review tonight? Diesel?
It's the Diesel Nicaraguan Puro.
I believe that's what it said on it.
What's the final take on this whiskey?
I actually enjoy it with a cigar. Without a cigar, I probably wouldn't drink it by
now
itself.
that you've smoked, does it taste better?
No, it's still young.
Oh,
It's still young, but I
You
prefer
still taste
it with
the
the.
youth.
still young and youthful.
It's the Diesel Esteri Puro Robusto.
Yes. It looks
So-
good.
Esteli.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did I say?
Esteli.
It didn't sound like Esteli.
You said
It's
Esteli.
Esteli. Yeah.
Next
Esteli
week.
Dan.
Next week?
Next week.
Yes.
Yes.
I am trying to get Kelly up here. I told her we would do a review of the VAT 69
Yeah.
Ooh.
on the podcast.
All right.
That other one we were talking about, is that like a bottle pick, or you said it was a Whistle Pig 10-year?
Yeah, there are bottle picks of that.
Okay. I didn't see
Or
the
barrel
one.
picks.
I didn't see one down there at
No, but I know they've got a couple
Okay.
floating
Really?
around.
Interesting.
I know Rayleigh's has one.
Yeah, mine down there doesn't.
Someone else has one.
Does E.H. Taylor do a barrel pick?
They do barrel picks. In fact, I have one of them.
Do you?
Yes, but finding them is exceedingly difficult.
Ah,
Ooh.
the Colonel.
I mean the release of the one that I got, they sold the entire barrel in about 22 minutes.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
Wow.
Wow.
Did you open that one that Dad picked up?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I thought about bringing it tonight, but I didn't want to leave it in the car.
Fair.
You'll be happy to know, Lane, I have emptied about 4 bottles out of the back.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
Nice.
I was hoping we got to start doing that.
And I gave away my last little bit of barrel.
Oh, did they like it?
Yes.
Who was it?
It was a guy, he came in last night. He was cool. He's all about like tobaccos and flavors and stuff. And I was
Okay.
like, you know what, man? I think you'll appreciate this. So I'm gonna part ways with my last little bit for you to try it. And he was like, ooh,
Which one was this?
it's the barrel bourbon, the Ambarana finish.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well, you
good.
still have most of the bottle the RD1.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get rid of with James and his crew
Oh, that's fair.
because I think they're all gonna like that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna try and get in here early for them on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Are you gonna come in Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
I mean, it's tough
Okay.
because I still have to. I will try and come in one night
Well, if you
and
want,
just sacrifice sleep.
if you want, James will be here Thursday. So if you just want to see James and hang out with him, Thursday would be the best day.
Yeah, but if they're coming into town Thursday, they're not going to walk in until 10 o'clock.
Well, that's when you get off.
Yeah, that's fair, but I can't hang out that long.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Well, if they get here early, you want me to text you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it won't matter because I'm still going to be an hour away.
Fair. But I'll tell him you'll be here Sunday for sure.
But I did tell people I was leaving early on Sunday.
Cool. Well, I'll tell him to expect to see you Sunday then.
And then he's going to be on the podcast, right? He's going to do the live stream with us?
That's the plan. I should have that splitter cord by Tuesday, so I'll test it on Thursday.
Yeah, we might have to figure out cable situation. I might take yours and run it over there and do a shorter cable to you.
All right.
For the
well, if we
mic.
need a longer cable, let me know.
I think we might.
I'll run a couple on Thursday as a test, and we'll find out.
Are we running the splitter from the cable to the mics, or are we running the splitter off the soundboard?
It comes off the soundboard. and then-
Soundboard,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it should work.
Okay.
From what I've read, it should work. If not, I have a backup that I'll bring as well, which will also work. So I've got
what
two.
mic
two,
are we going to use for him?
That's a good question.
Do we still have that one that picks up everything?
Yeah,
Yes.
we also still have that handheld.
And we
Yeah.
have a handheld, so we have either one.
Fair.
All right, are we going to put these down and light the diesels?
Yes.
All right.
The diesel shall be ignited. Well, Kevin's already started.
I haven't started
And
it yet.
I think Will started his too. So, no.
No.
I have yet to start it. I'm still smoking that other one.
You're accusing people of things that haven't happened yet. Crazy.
He had it in his hand. I just assumed that he had started it.
No, I was taking my time with this because I was trying to figure it out. So it made me slow down.
Ah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, it's the first.
And then my new lighter ran out of butane.
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard
what's your new
that.
lighter?
You have the electric
this-
clicker one, don't you? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It came as a pack with this cutter as well.
You are such a.
Oh, you got a new
hipster.
cutter
Look
too?
Look at you.
You bougie
it's
son of a
flat.
bitch. Oh, I saw that cutter at some point.
You-
It was together. It was $30, and I'm like, I'll spend $30
Wait,
on that.
is that the Perdomo one?
Yes.
We have that.
What, the cutter and lighter?
Yes.
Both?
Yes.
Where?
Yes.
Under here.
See, you don't tell me these things.
You didn't
and
ask.
You,
You didn't ask.
you didn't even tell
Nope,
me.
didn't
That's
ask.
on you.
That's not on me. You didn't ask.
No, because if I would have asked, it
I
would
would have told you we had it.
No, because
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. I just saw this, and I'm like, ooh,
Impulse buy.
exactly.
You should have impulse asked first.
Well, I impulse bought when I saw it. I should have probably texted you, but I didn't. But that, yeah, it has that electric
Yeah.
clicker, and you can charge it, which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yeah, we
so
ha-
I don't
we
have
have
to worry
one.
about the clicker and this going out.
Except for it went out.
I ran out of butane in this one.
What?
For shame.
Well, yeah, I
That's
use it
embarrassing.
regularly. So I mean, regularly as in the last 2 days
That's
in my garage,
How much
hanging
have you
out.
been smoking?
too much.
Last
The answer
night
is too
I
much.
smoked 5 cigars.
You gonna snowboard tomorrow? Was Dave over? What happened?
No, it was just like it. I woke up. I got off work. No. What was yesterday? Yesterday was
Yesterday
Saturday.
was Saturday.
So I woke up later than I usually do,
Yes.
and I puttered around,
Okay.
and I decided to sit down in my garage, and
Smoke.
instead of going to sleep, which I almost did on the chair because I sat down, I went out and smoked, and I smoked 5 because I was watching a show.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. What show were you watching?
Anime.
And nerd.
It's because Akira Toriyama passed away, man.
So
I
you're-
have
you're
to
just
watch
binging-
it.
You're binging all of Dragon Ball.
I have to. It's one of those things. He was a big part of my childhood
So-
on keeping me somewhat in an area in my head that wasn't dealing with my donor and whatever was going on.
That's fair. That's,
So
why,
it brought me joy, and it still brings me joy.
that's why I watch Star Trek.
Exactly.
I get that.
Nerd.
What? How dare you?
Ah, look at the disappointment there. It's like
He likes Star Trek too. Don't call him a nerd.
he knows he's a nerd when it comes to that.
We're not going to wait for that 1,000 scars before you take one in the face.
This turned fast.
It did. You're welcome.
That's funny.
Okay.
Anyways,
Was that anything else? Did we cover everything? we
for
needed?
the most part, we did. We talked about the State of the Union and everything. And
Yes, Will.
I thought about this a minute ago.
he's still thinking. Look at that.
In the meantime,
Yes.
Yes.
this is like a diesel cigar and a varietally correct Nicaraguan had a baby.
Off the light, yeah.
So you
It has the diesel
approve?
roughness, but all the right Nicaraguan flavors.
So I'm gonna tell you, I smoked it last night because I got 5, and I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna try these right
know what I
now,
don't
but
have of
I'm gonna
these?
try it.
I don't have a photo of these.
Oh, you do because I don't have mine.
I have mine right here,
Okay.
so I haven't lit it up yet. If
I left mine in the humidor and didn't realize it.
oh, that's
Oh,
perfect then.
So you can take a picture of that one.
Hey, so my thought that I forgot that I've just remembered.
And we're
sure?
back to Will.
Has anybody had negative effects of daylight savings time being done?
No.
And on top of it, do we have any idea where we are with legislation regarding stopping it?
Permanent. It's not stopping it.
It's not.
Or-
It's making it permanent.
Making it permanent.
Okay.
Which would help with the change adjustment that people. This is the most prolific time for heart attacks.
Is it?
Yeah, the stress induced by the change of the extra hour
Yeah.
forward, they say is a big proponent of heart attacks in people.
I've never had stress on that. Like I never stressed
This
about it.
is where they're talking about people who like work crazy jobs that
I do too, but it
pull
doesn't
12
bother me.
hours a day, and then all of a sudden they lose an hour, and it's a really interesting like
Fair.
study they did about. But if you eliminate one of the changes, then they say that would go away.
And that's what you mean by permanent, making it permanent.
Yeah, so instead of falling back, we would never fall back. We would just stay forward.
That daylight savings
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yes,
Because natural time is
the fallback.
Is the fallback.
I believe so.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Winter
this-
is the regular time zone.
So we should basically be not in daylight savings. We should be making
should be the non-daylight
the
savings.
non-daylight savings.
Because that's the circadian rhythm, right? The natural
I mean,
rhythm.
in theory, it doesn't matter. If one's permanent, you will adjust to that permanence eventually.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Don't we adjust it by using the 29th of February? Doesn't that account for all that?
No.
That's for the Gregorian calendar.
So we have a leap year because of the Gregorian calendar?
Yes.
Okay.
Which is still the most accurate calendar ever devised, I
Yeah,
believe.
it is by a lot. It's amazing.
I
that
mean,
we
as
still-
far as like tracking single year seasons, I think technically the Mayan calendar was more accurate, but it was more accurate over hundreds of years and not more accurate. Like it was not useful week to week, month to month.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Ours is definitely a short-term accuracy.
Because I think we're supposed to be in the Mayan calendar in 2014 now or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. There's no more minds left to tell us how
Have
we're
you
doing
seen?
it.
Have you seen?
Facts.
What's his face? I can't. Neil deGrasse Tyson. His spiel on why he still says BC and AD.
Why is
No,
that?
why?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Because everyone's like, it's the church. And he's like, well, sort of. It is the church. He goes, but the church came up with the most accurate way to measure time, and we still use it. So I'm going to pay homage to them regardless of their religion, and I'm going to say BC and AD because it's their calendar.
Fair.
That's fair.
But hasn't it become our calendar now?
Well, it's just the calendar. We just use AD as after death.
Well, listen, Will, I don't think anyone's ever accused you of needing to pay homage to history.
There were so many
silent
jokes.
laugh,
There were so
silent
many
laugh.
jokes that ran through my head. You can't do that, man. You can't.
Let's go, Casey. What is some?
I was just going to ask how the trip over on the Mayflower was, but you know,
That's just, mine wasn't nearly that mean.
that was
not at all.
relatively coarse. He did go to high school with Jesus, though. So
You know
that's,
what this has that the Perdomo Maduro didn't? Now, this is still rough. Don't get me wrong.
Pepper.
Well, yes. Actually, but there's others. So there's a natural sweetness. There's almost a berry in this that you don't get from that Perdomo.
Oh,
The Perdomo is like a super, super, super dry wine, and this still has some fruit in it.
interesting.
I see that.
It's just a better cigar. I mean, listen, some people would probably love that Perdomo. I mean, people do, I know, because we sell the crap out of them.
Perdomo. I like the natural and the Connecticut better than I do the Maduro.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I every now and then I do grab a Maduro just to try it.
I
still.
feel like you gravitate more towards like the sun-grown and that
sun-growns, Connecticut's, Habanos.
Yeah, the 10-year and the 20-year.
I mean, I
Oh, I
can
love
say
the
that two of my favorite cigars are sun-growns.
Well, yeah.
In fact, three of my favorite cigars are sun-growns.
The Ashton VSG.
The
Oliva Serie V, the Ashton VSG, and the 858
5/8
sun-grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that we always tend to go through the fastest.
Well,
That's why we don't buy boxes
You
of
know-
858 sun-growns.
dude,
Because-
there was no we in that statement. That was me.
That
was
I
all
did
you.
I did too.
For 10 years in this shop.
Once I figured out where he was hiding them, I was getting them too. Speaking of him,
Like, he tried to hide them in different places for me multiple times, and I would just, like, it would take me about 30 seconds to manage through the humidor and go, there they are.
so speaking of him, he tried to call me and message me out of the blue.
Oh.
He was asking for one of the spark igniters for those lighters. And I'm like, I might have it. It's in storage somewhere in my garage. In
Oh,
buried.
The old-fashioned one.
old-fashioned
yeah,
ones.
the, what movie is that from, Casey?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Technically, it's not.
He
No?
Well, if
Not
you've,
that
if
one,
you've
no.
watched the one from It's a Wonderful Life, it has a bigger flame on it and a different mechanism on the top.
Yes,
Okay.
it
But
actually
that's what
looks
it's
nicer.
modeled after.
Yeah, it's the old-timey style that was prevalent during that time when
Yeah,
that movie came
because
out.
that one had a canister up and down holding the actual liquid in it.
Yes.
And when you pulled it, it didn't have that line that came up. It was a straight bar that had like a deal hanging off of it. So when you pulled it, it clicked it.
Yeah, it's close enough. I
Yeah.
actually saw a video randomly on Instagram. Somebody had one in a cigar shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know that lighter. I was like, I wonder where he got that from.
He spent way too much money for it buying it from here probably, or on eBay because he had them listed there.
I mean,
Well,
it's a cool lighter. It would have been cooler if it was a torch lighter.
That wasn't something he created. I mean, he created. There, you can find those, right?
Yeah, no, he bought them off the guy who originally was making the replicas.
Oh,
And he bought a
okay.
lot of
He
them.
bought a lot of them.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He sold a lot of them.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Yeah, because we uptalked it a lot.
We sold
Well,
the shit
a
out of
lot
it.
of
Mind
people-
you,
but a
we were
lot of-
using Zippo fluid, so it probably tainted the cigars.
Oh,
Yeah.
But a lot of the people that bought them just looked at it and said, "Ooh, that's cool." You know, we really didn't have to upsell them much.
It was a cool device. It really
Yeah.
was.
if only they knew how many people Tony dared to put their tongue on that spark lighter.
man.
Oh my god.
That thing sucked. Like, I never put my tongue on it, but like I was working on one, forgot to take the batteries out, and I grounded myself across the whole thing while I was pulling out the wire, and I got stuck there. And then like I couldn't figure out how to let it go, and I wouldn't release, so I had to put it between my knees, squeeze it, and basically like when you're doing lifting, I just like yelled through it, getting up, and just like everything slammed to the ground. I'm like, the wife's freaking out, screaming, and the kids jumped, the dogs ran.
It's like what, 8? Is it 8D batteries that powered that thing?
It is 6 D cell batteries.
Yeah.
Connected to almost a cattle prod ramping up.
Yeah,
So
big capacitor.
Oh, it hurt.
Yeah. Ooh.
I can still feel the jolt from it.
I mean, that was a
6D
thing every time Tony was in here with people.
Put your tongue on it.
6D batteries.
Correct.
Oh, it was
size
heavy.
D.
It was heavy.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was heavy.
I didn't realize it was that many.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was a interesting piece of
There was
machinery.
some that were like 8 C cells, and there was one that was like 4 D cells. But that 6 D cell, whoo, it put a lot of current through.
Oh, and there was that one that had the rectangular batteries in it.
Oh yeah.
That one was the big shocker.
I was trying to figure out how to make it to where I can connect a charger to it instead of having to take it apart and then run a connection in the back to charge it.
the Tesla powered lighter.
Essentially, yeah.
So that was a 9-volt battery that you were the rectangular one?
the big one.
Oh, the big one.
You remember
You
the
know,
big
the one
they
for
used
the
to
big
put
flashlights?
Yeah, that one.
They still have those, and they still make those the lanterns like that.
That's amazing. That's,
All
that's
right.
goofy.
Are we going to call it and move on to some reviews?
Sure.
Yeah, let's get to what are we reviewing?
Well, wait a minute.
The diesel
Oh, yeah.
we talked about.
Oh yeah,
we
the
got
diesel.
this.
That's right.
The Diesel and then Angels Envy picks for the Barrel Wars.
That's right.
Ooh, Angels Envy.
Back to Barrel Wars until next week when we do a sort of review.
The wife took the wings off the bottle. She's gonna make earrings or something out of it, so the wings aren't on it.
That's fine.
That's
I think you're okay,
oh darn.
right?
I'm going to be honest. I'm not a huge fan of Angels Envy, even the cast strength.
I've never had it, so we'll find out.
It's port barrel finished bourbon.
Okay.
It's good. I just don't.
Not your level of good. Got it.
I'm not the biggest fan of finished bourbons.
Well, yeah. This one similar. It's a finished bourbon.
Yeah,
It's
because a
young.
lot of times that's what the reason it's finished is because they take it to. I mean, they want to cover up some flaw,
Right.
right? Or they're like, oh, we're gonna finish it, so we don't need to age it as long, so it loses some structure.
Lane's like, you could have finished it by letting it age for 2 more years and it would have been fine.
Yeah, I don't want to taste the youth.
So here's a question: if you take one of those bottles and you put them away for
No.
They don't.
No, they don't age.
They don't
they
age.
don't age.
It ages inside the barrel because as the barrel starts to contract from heating and cooling, it sweats out the alcohol that's already been pulled into it. So as it heats up, it draws it in. As it cools down, it pushes it out.
Do you know what the transition in heating and cooling is called if it's done naturally from day to night?
No.
It's called the diurnal shift.
Diurnal shift.
You made that up.
I didn't make
That's
that
a
up.
made up word. I know
made-up
made up
phrase.
words when I hear made up words.
Why is everything that I say made up?
Because you're too well educated for us.
So it has to be made up.
Science looked like magic back in the medieval times. Okay, it's the same thing when you do those big words.
So it's kind of like, because it's made up, it's more accurate.
Maybe.
Yeah.
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 You have no evidence to the contrary.
Right.
So you just
Kind
have
of
to-
like,
just have to
like
go for it.
politics.
This is like the conspiracy theory people. Like you have no evidence to the contrary because it's so ridiculous you've never even thought about it. And they're like, boom. And you're like, I
How-
can't.
I hate you so much.
I mean, in all fairness, if you mention a Dyson sphere to people, they go, "I've never heard of that vacuum," and you just look really disappointed. You have no idea what a Dyson sphere is.
So
That's sad.
diurnal?
Diurnal.
Diurnal.
shift.
Diurnal.
shift.
Okay.
Me?
Oh, is Casey taking us
what-
out?
He always does.
That's Lane's job. What are you talking about?
No,
Me?
you
I don't
always
know
take
what's-
us
when do
out.
I always
He just says what?
Like, comment, and subscribe.
There you go. That's what he says. You
like,
say,
comment, and subscribe.
look, we got
Oh,
two.
wait a minute,
Sandwich.
wait a minute.
Oh,
So we're thinking about adding music to the
Oh, yeah,
beginning
yeah.
of the podcast.
I was asking
Yeah,
this
we-
question
we
earlier.
could
like,
add music.
So
I was thinking jazz or swing more. I'm just not sure.
No.
Rock?
here's the,
I'm asking.
how about
because
how
I want
about
to
some
know.
suggestions from our viewers?
Yeah, peanut gallery.
Guitar riffs, blues, no jazz.
No jazz.
What?
No swing music
what,
either.
What do you have against jazz?
I like the idea of guitar
Listen,
riff.
if you want to do like,
They were like a jazz swing mixture. The Rat Pack.
yeah, but that was when it was cool.
Okay.
And they were not a jazz swing mixture.
They say it was a jazz / swing kind of deal.
They're-
What would you
I
say
believe
it
it's
is?
called
Lying.
big band.
What would you call it?
It's
I'm not
called
even sure you can call them big band.
No?
Listen to the stuff they did.
What about blues?
Crooner
Like,
stuff.
I'll accept blues.
Blues?
I don't think crooners. I mean, crooners is sort of big band, but it's not swing, and it's certainly not jazz.
Oh wait, I take
Yeah,
I take
no.
out the podcast.
Was it
That's
pop
right.
then? I guess.
What's that?
Was it pop for the time? Was pop music?
I think that's a fair assessment.
It's classic pop. I think it was.
I don't know.
another name.
Actually, I don't know if that's fair because pop at the time is Elvis and the Beatles.
true,
I thought they were rock.
true. Well, no, they're
Well,
pop.
can also be rock.
Yeah, pop.
Okay.
Popular
It
music.
popular. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. All right, guys. On that note, if you made it this far, like, comment, and subscribe. And as you heard, we're going to bluegrass.
Oh God.
We'll see you guys on the next